Hey, and welcome to this episode of the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast for intentional living with me, Iona Reid, here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So we're on episode 18, and I am going to be talking about home and travel. I'm going to be talking about environmental freedom. Thursday is what I call this. And let me just adjust my banner. So this environment, I love being on here with you. I am streaming on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on YouTube as well as in my Soul Legacy Academy. So I'm super, super excited. What I will do is grab some of the comments and pull them up, because I put comments, and in the show notes I will share the links and stuff that I share with you to continue on and make this podcast really work for you. So I talk about intentional living, and I talk about spiritual business and life work balance. And so you may or may not have life work balance, but when we think of a spiritual business and we're working online, I personally, and you might work from home. I am working as a digital nomad, and the idea is to travel. And so part of what I've done over this last couple of years specifically is set myself up and my business model up and scheduling it out. I didn't think it would take as long, but it has. I love it. Setting it up so that I can travel all over the world. And so that is on my vision board. Living an intentional life for me and having that spiritual business and life work balance. I was just talking to one of my students, one of my soul sisters, and she was saying, I love the warm country. Like I thrive in that, and I like sun. And so it was a sunny day and she was feeling really productive, and that is true for me. Now we're in November. Some people still have sunshine and some of us do not. I am here in England, and in the UK it's kind of a bit grey and a bit dark. When the times change, the time zones change, it's darker. And when people go out to work and they come home, often it's dark. And so for me, setting up my spiritual business so that I can be in different environments feels really amazing to me. So what I want to do is share in this podcast episode, as I do every single day for intentional living. I talk about 7 freedoms, and you may be familiar with the 7 freedoms, but just in case you've never heard of me, you have no clue what I'm doing, and you're watching me on one of these platforms and you're like, who is she and why is she popping up all of a sudden? So I'm back doing my journaling practice, and I have 2 journals. It's the same journal, but it's a different format. So I have a spiral notebook. It's well used and well written in. I actually have learning dyslexia, so I can't actually even read my own writing, but I get the downloads and I journal it. And so I have, that was my card thing. Anyway, and so I have this journal as well. That's well used and well written in. And I have a practice, a journaling practice. And so me getting the thoughts out of my head, that environment, and putting them down has been really helpful for me. And I know that you know the power of journaling, and you probably have done journaling, and maybe you may or may not do it consistently. And I've made this podcast talking about spiritual business and spiritual business success, but also talking about living an intentional life in alignment with my vision and my vision board. And I'm going to talk about vision boards because this episode and all of the episodes on the 7 Freedoms Intentional Living podcast will make more sense if you are very clear on your vision. And if you're not clear on your vision of how you want to work and how you want your spiritual business to be and work from home and travel, then that vision board is going to help you get clarity. So I journal in my journal. This is used. It's called the Soul Legacy Journal. I'm the founder of the SoulLegacyAcademy.com and the host here at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona. So those are 2 environments that I wanted to be on YouTube hosting. And this is a YouTube podcast streamed out on the socials. Again, Facebook, that environment, LinkedIn, on YouTube, within my Soul Legacy Academy. This is actually taken from me doing coaching for my students. And so I'm me coaching myself, because I believe that we teach what we need to learn the most. And I will strip this out into a Spotify podcast and on Audible and on other platforms. And so what I wanted to do was create content that actually reflects who I am and where I be, kind of thing, and sharing and just having a conversation in environments that are on the social, adding my energy to the conversation. And so it feels really amazing to be able to come every single week and talk about, okay, what's going on for me, what's going on for you, what's going on for my students, and engage in that way. So you may have done your own journaling practice. I encourage my students to write their own book and do a companion journal for their book, and actually share their process, share how they've alchemized what it is that they do. And so this journal is called the Soul Legacy Journal, 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story, a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So as a light worker, as I had gone through my spiritual awakening, and I've used journaling and visualization as my spiritual ascension tools to help me elevate and help me raise my own vibrational frequency on a daily basis, and alchemize what I've done and package it up and give it to you. And so I love it. I love the process. I love the power of it. And hopefully I'll inspire you to not only journal, but actually live an intentional life and have more spiritual business and life work balance. And so we all like, oh, I want to have balance. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't have a lack kind of consciousness, and lack decisions, and lack energy, which is a low vibrational frequency. So when we are intentional about our business and our life and how that actually merges, because often we can build a business and or work or both, and do both in tandem, or care for others, and life and work doesn't tend to merge very well. And I know that obviously as we build our spiritual business, we've got other commitments, but working from home and being able to travel, it's a privilege, and it's an honor, and it's a blessing, and it often comes with the sacrifice of actually learning how, because we are not in the education system, in the institutions education, learning that, right? We're learning to go out, and it's not 9 to 5 jobs anymore, or 8 to 5, whatever. It's shifts and nights and weekends and all the things that we're taught, right? We're taught to go get an education and get a job, which is fine. And we need people to have jobs. As an entrepreneur and as a light worker, oftentimes we don't sit well in those kinds of jobs and being told what to do, or like just we know that we are meant for more, and we're meant for, and that's not disrespect, because I've cleaned homes, right? So it's fine, but we know that we're meant to do more in the world. And so that's what this podcast is about you as a light worker doing your work in the world. How do you get that balance so that you can actually do what it is that you want to do? And whether you want to work from home, whether you want to travel the world, whether you want to be in other people's homes, Airbnb it, in hotels, wherever you want to be, on the beach, that's my vision. Not literally on the beach working, but like right now where I am in England, there's no sight of the beach. And if you hear background noise right now here in my environment, I'm in my daughter's home, and she's not long had a baby, and he's 2 weeks old, and this is the environment that is just lighting me up and fueling my soul right now. And so being in your environments and life be lifing as you, nothing is perfect, nothing is edited in my world. I wanted to share. And she's like, shall I change him yet? And I'm like, absolutely, go for it. And she's like, oh, he's gonna cry, because when he gets changed and cold, he cries. And I'm like, it's his house, he can cry as much as he wants to. Like, not that I want him to cry, but you may or may not be able to hear that. But for me, it's beautiful to be able to be here and witness that. And then, you know, and work, he had a photo shoot earlier. I'm like, I got to witness that. It's just lovely. I was like, do you need to do some work? I'm like, I will be present where I need to be present, because I choose that. And in all transparency, actually, before diving into the episode, because again, I want to have a conversation, and I have my book, so companion journal. So we're going to use this journal, so I won't put it down and throw it away like this one. We'll come back to this, but I'm going to switch. And so you may or may not know my book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. So this is me leveraging my light work and my lifestyle. And so the lifestyle is me as a mama, me as a grandmother at the age of 52. And so I just love that. And so inside my book, I have a 5-day course, which I give my students. So I'm inviting people to be a reader and then come into my world, into my environment. So I have a 5-day challenge that goes inside the book, which I believe is lit. And students have told me, oh, wow, it's amazing. And you should charge more for it. Some students are like, oh, gosh, there's so much content in there. But it's a free challenge so that, and a free course, and you can check it out. You can get 2 free chapters of my book, and you can even get a preview of that challenge at the soullegacyacademy.com/courses/5-day. So I say all that to say is because the way that I have built my business, having that spiritual business and life work balance, and traveling while I teach, and working from home, because that's not the norm that we're taught. I wanted to give as much information as I could in my courses, and my teaching style is long. Like I'm talking now, it's like, oh, it's a podcast, it's a conversation. And so I teach, and I would normally do my Q&A, and I do Q&A October through to April, and the first Monday to Friday of the month I schedule that out. However, I have my grandbaby, and so it's not like we have time allocated off when we work from home and we travel and we do all those things. And like, it's really important for me to be there. So I delayed my Q&A. I had students on my Q&A, and I say that the way that I teach, in order for me to have the freedom, I teach and then I answer questions, and I gift this Q&A for my readers and my 5-day challenge members. If you have Q&A to ask as a result of going through my book. And so my students came on, amazing. And I'm like, okay, if we've got questions, and I'm very tough love, if you've got questions, let's go. If we don't have questions, I get time off. And so that was me, like, okay, I'm going to take that time, one, to be with my grandbaby, and let's make sure that you're going through and you're implementing. The way that I envision my business and the way that I coach is, I wanted to take every reader that goes through my book, that purchases my book, out of the book and into action, and then create a business where it's naturally that I have Q&A, not teaching again, but Q&A. So I'm able to do that while I travel. And I absolutely love it. I love the business model that I've created. I feel free. I just feel elated. It's just so, so beautiful. And so I'm going to talk about the principles that I do in my journaling practice that assisted me in getting to that place. And so every day, spiritual business, life work balance, I talk about my vision. And so my vision was, I came online many years ago, 2008-9, as the vision coach. And then I came on as the vision life purpose business coach. And now I don't call myself a vision coach at all, but I talk about my 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board challenge. And you'll see that on my YouTube channel. If you are not clear on how you want to serve, if you are not clear on your business, if you've been procrastinating, I mentioned about procrastinating yesterday on my live. I was talking about emotional freedom, and I just went to my Facebook page and saw on the replay that one of my soul sisters, one of my students, beautiful, she said, oh, I'm a typical procrastinator. I can speak into that message, because the only time that I procrastinate if I don't have clarity. There's 2 forms of procrastination apparently, and that is, one is like just avoiding, doing the thing. And another one is when you don't have clarity, and I tend to pause when I don't have clarity. And when I do, I just go for it. So my vision board, the 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board challenge, I talk about these 7 freedoms. It's about intentional living. And so I talk about contribution on Monday, health on Tuesday, emotions on Wednesday, emotional freedom, environmental freedom on Thursdays, relationship freedom on Fridays, spiritual freedom on Saturday, and financial freedom on Sunday. And that's where we create that intentional living and that life work balance. But initially you have to create that vision. And when you create that vision for how you want to contribute, you'll know, oh, this is how I want to look after my health. This is how I want to feel. This is the environments that I want to be in, the relationships that I want to have, the spiritual connection, spiritual practices, and the finances. And so for me, I love the model because I'm able to feel that freedom. And so I created my vision board. I will do it again live annually on the second week in December at 7:30 p.m. UK time. I'll stream it out onto my YouTube channel. Excuse me. This is me having that example of working from home and working from anywhere in the world. And so last year's vision board challenge is on my YouTube channel. I also stripped this out, and I actually have the 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board challenge within the soullegacyacademy.com. So I pulled that up on the screen. If you are listening to this, if you're watching it, you'll see it's $7.77, and I gift it to my bootcamp person, my masterminders. And so it's at the soullegacyacademy.com/courses/vision board. There's homework in there, etc. So the last time I did this was 11 months ago. And again, I'm going to share what is going on for me. So I had one of my beautiful soul sisters, a student of mine, and she said, she typed in. So obviously when I pull up my phone, not obviously, but when I pull up my phone, I get notifications of my private community where I do coaching around this. I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call called the 7 Freedoms Calling Gym. So I've repurposed what it is that I'm doing into my daily lives, having a conversation. It's something I do for myself. I do with my students. I stream out on Facebook, stream out on LinkedIn, stream out on YouTube. Then I have this streaming out into the Soul Legacy Academy. Right now I've got the playlist. And one of my beautiful soul sisters said, I'm going through the challenge. I was like, cool. And she's typing in the private community, which I almost forgot because most people don't, you know that. Most people don't follow all the way through to see something to the end. And so she just gave me feedback on this. Actually, I'm going to read it, and I love it. I won't tell you who it is that said it, but I'm actually going to read what she said about this vision board challenge. So you can get this for free on my YouTube channel, but here's what she said. Day 1, my takeaway, because I always say to my students, what did you take away from today? Like, what are you taking away from this podcast episode? Iona is just talking. I'm not got into it yet. She says, Iona, your content on the first day was absolutely phenomenal. I've created vision boards before, have you? But this experience is a whole new level, truly top notch. The concept of segment intending, I refer to Jerry Nesta Hicks about talking about segment intending your day. I talk about how you launch, and I'll talk about it and I'll get into it in this episode, how you launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. And so I use the segment intending to come onto this daily live podcast and envision it just flowing. Like I was like, oh no, I haven't read the book for the day, because I read a book and I share the card that I'll pull, and we express gratitude, and then we do the soul income game. I have a structure for my journaling, but I'm just doing it out loud. I'm just doing it with you. I'm growing. And so segment intending is intending something to be the way that you want it, like seeing that, setting the energy before it actually happens is beautiful. So she says, the whole segment intending resonated with me deeply. With me. I'm committed to implementing it in my life immediately, the way that you reimagined the wheel of life. So I talk about the wheel of life which a lot of coaches do. You may or may not be familiar with it, but I created what I call the Soul Legacy Wheel, and you'll have to get the Vision Board Challenge for that. And so again, it's free on my YouTube channel. I do have a Google Doc where you can request access to this Google Doc, and in full transparency, I am updating that, and I teach about doing challenges. And so my last year's challenge is on my on my channel. My last year's vision board challenge is on my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success. So this student is going through it, but instead of posting underneath the YouTube videos, I've got a private community if you didn't want to do that. And so I talk about the Soul Legacy Wheel. And so she said, the way you reimagine the Soul Legacy Wheel to align with this program is brilliant. Additionally, the bucket list, because I talk about bucket list items, serves as a powerful motivational tool, reminding people to pursue their dreams and focus on what truly matters. It inspires clarity, purpose, and direction for navigating life's journey. I'm so excited what lies ahead in the coming days. How beautiful is that? And that is with me spending time with my grandbaby and somebody really getting value. Like, if you have not imagined yourself working from home, working in your spiritual business and having that spiritual life work balance, and writing your book and creating courses and creating YouTube challenges and all those things, I do invite you to do that vision board challenge. And also I'm copying this off my Facebook page, so apologies, but I wanted to share this with you. I didn't get a chance to do it. I invite you to come to my masterclass where I share, which it goes with this book. It's called Spiritual. It goes with this book. It's called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. No, the book is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. It's called The Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube, free masterclass and Bank 50K 50 Days Challenge. And I'm sharing about living intentionally, but also funding your dream of traveling and working from home, etc. And you can tell this is not scripted. This is me just doing my journaling practice and doing it out loud. I first started to do this on my Facebook. I was just streaming live and my students would come on. It was like 2021 when I first did this, first did the vision board challenge, and everybody loved it. This is when Facebook really reached, and it was just a daily live. Now Facebook are deleting daily lives. You can upload a video, but after 30 days they delete them. YouTube they don't, and LinkedIn they don't. And this is embedded in a YouTube video in my site as well for my students. So when I say the freedom of environment and the freedom of traveling, do you have systems in your business that are going to support you in the vision that you have for your environment? In fact, have you done a vision board where you've segmented your life to the areas of the 7 freedoms, I call them: contribution, health, emotions, environment, relationships, spirituality, and finances? And some people don't. Some people want that, or I just want to focus on one area and not the others. And some people are like, want to take so much action, but they're not really in alignment with monetizing and receiving that financial freedom. I wanted freedom in my business and to be able to travel while I teach, and I absolutely love it. And I'm in the middle of a manifestation of that, and it feels absolutely incredible. It really, really does. Let me dive into if you've done a vision board and you've included your environment, what does that look like? So I've got my vision board. I play my vision board. I haven't been playing it lately, so I will play it again. The vision that I have for traveling and the vision that I have for my I'll talk about relationships, but a relationship that is conducive with that spiritual life and work. Somebody that wants to travel the world with me and have that spiritual life work balance as well, is really huge for me. And so I have on my vision board my work and my life that is conducive. It's in harmony. And sometimes when we visualize and we only visualize one area of our life, is like, it doesn't match up. It feels stressful. It feels, and so in the book where I talk about leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube, it's considering you as a spiritual business owner, getting your gifts out there, sharing your message, but aligning that. And when we align it and we begin with the end in mind, it's really, really amazing. And what I want to give one of my students as well, and she's also a co-author, props and a shout out, because I've got another YouTube challenge. So I talk about in my book YouTube challenges, and I'm going to share this document with you. And I want to give this student a shout out because she's going through my other challenge, and I've got 2 challenges on my YouTube channel, so you can check it out. One about creating 1 week to create a balanced spiritual business vision board and having that spiritual business and life work balance. And the second one is what I call my 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge. And so you can request access to this YouTube challenge if you are interested in having a visibility plan and taking your own book on a virtual book tour. My co-authors will contribute in our co-author book series, and I'm actually sharing with them how to write and publish their own books as well, as I did mine. And so you'll get all the information. It's a free challenge. It's on my YouTube channel. And then we have an Upgraders Q&A. So the challenges, you'll notice this one, the Upgraders Q&A, is $22. I gift it, and there's lots of stuff that I give. And then this one is $7.77. So nobody can say, oh, I don't have the money, but it's another income stream. There's 2 income streams from these 2 YouTube challenges, and I teach my students it. So this particular challenge is second YouTube challenge. I did in the 3rd week in December, and I had some students on with me live, and I had another student who's in Australia who couldn't come on to the live, and now it's November. And so this was the 3rd week in September. And this morning I woke up and she posted day 5. So it's 7 days. So I encouraged her to post the video regarding, and she shared her spiritual awakening story. It really, really resonated with me. Now she's put it on her YouTube channel. I said, drop the link to your YouTube channel and I'll subscribe and what have you. And I love that. So these 2 challenges, one that I did, she was on some of she was in challenge week. She wasn't on the lives because it was early hours for her, but she's still doing it. And so having that spiritual business and life work balance, and having my students and co-authors go through those teachings, and the Q&A that I had is a 3rd challenge. It's a 5-day challenge that goes with my book, and I've recorded it and I offer Q&A. And so part of what I do is give back in terms of knowing what you need when you need it. So first we start with a vision board, and we do the movement marketing, like having that vision, and then actually setting up your YouTube channel. So starting a movement and aligning your movement. I say in my book, I talk about starting, growing and building a successful online spiritual business on YouTube with a #1 best-selling book launch. That's the overall picture. And having a companion journal, I absolutely love it. I love the process, and I love hearing that my students, like, I'm in the middle of a manifestation. We're always in the middle of a manifestation, but in the middle of the vision that I shared. So when I do my vision board challenge in December, I will share, and I'd love to have you on the vision board challenge. Definitely come and join me. So what is your vision for your spiritual business? Is it manifesting? Are you in fear around it? Are you in resistance to certain parts of it? Let me know. Again, I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call called the 7 Freedoms Frequency Call in Gym. If you come to my masterclass, I think I put that there, did I not? If you come to my masterclass, and you become a bootcamper or a masterminder, I actually give you an entire year of coaching. And this is the most important part of building a spiritual business, not only having that spiritual business and life work balance, because if you feel overwhelmed, or you're like, well, what if my business blows up? I'm not going to be able to handle it. You will resist it and you will repel it. If you've got money blocks and you don't feel worthy, or you're doubting, or you're not like on the journey to walk in your own talk, you will resist it. And so I love it. I literally want every single one of my students to have that as my gift. So if you come onto the masterclass, One, I'll gift you $111 of Q&A that if you go through my book with me, or my boot camp, excuse me, and or you can pay the $111, and there's gifted what I call the YouTube challenges in a box method. Those 2 challenges are now working for me. One I did 11 months ago, and one I did 2 months ago, and I love it. It's not just, oh well, I'm just doing one video on YouTube and that's it, and trying to get views. I'm actually focusing on my audience, and I'm actually focusing on my students and on my readers. It's a very different experience, and you may have had that experience with me. You may or may not know me, but I do invite you to check out my YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and actually do something different that actually brings you that spiritual business and life work balance. There's many people out there that will show you a model and they're not walking their talk. Or there's many people, many of us that say, you know, do my stuff, buy my stuff, go out there and build a list. And really we're hiding behind closed doors because we're building a list and not a legacy. And so the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy, I want to support you in building a legacy. Okay, so it says I'm having trouble with streaming on the Facebook platform. It says delete it, then add it again. And again, this is something that I again have had on my YouTube channel. I don't know if it is on edit it or remove it. I'm not sure why it's having trouble. Hang on. It says delete it, so I will try and delete it. Hang on. I'll try and delete it, then add it again. It's probably going to speak to me. No, I can't delete it. It's not going to just delete it. It says it's streaming, so that's just weird. I'm not sure why it's having problems, but it was streaming on Facebook, and it gets whatever it gets. And so if I was doing just a Facebook Live, I would be having problems right now. But I know that I'm streaming onto my YouTube channel, streaming onto LinkedIn. I'm streaming the Soul Legacy Academy, and then I'll repurpose this. So I'm not really that bothered. So anyway, let's talk about your vision. Do you have a vision for traveling? How much of the world have you seen? Do you have that freedom? Are you building a business that you, when you're there and you're on, it lights you up? And then when you're doing your teaching, people still getting value. My students was like, I'm going through this as if I was in the class with you, as if you were doing it live. My other student was like, where was this Q&A? Because I want to listen to what you've mentioned. They're listening to what I'm sharing very intently, and I love that. And so my stuff is long. If you don't like long content, you won't like my long content. If you don't like rants and, you know, not scripted, and you like edited and bells and whistles, I'm not the person for that. So we've talked about vision. I build my business in alignment with my values. So that's one. I want to be authentic. I don't need to script. I sniff a lot because I've got a deviated septum. It is what it is. That's one of the reasons why I haven't actually done the Audible version of my book. But anyway, so tangent. People say that I have a learning dyslexia, and people like, you've got an ADHD type brain. I probably have, but there you go. It is what it is. I love words as one of my love languages, and I love quality time. So me being able to give you my time and have a quality conversation just lights me up. So our vision, our values, and our vibration. My value in terms of environment is being efficient, right? And being organized. And I know that not everybody is efficient and organized. I want to be as efficient as I can be. One of the next things that we talk about on this podcast, and I want you to journal about it and write it down, is our vibrational frequency. And I talk about this on the vision board challenge, the 1 week to create a balanced spiritual business vision board. Every day, I want you to rate your vibration. And so I talk about, in short, being in soul funk versus soul flow. You're like, what is that? And so meaning like stuck, that low vibrating, like you're looking at the world. So I say, when we rise and we reside at the frequency we wish to witness in the world, which I call the intentional living codes. And the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, for this acronym for the 7 freedoms, we are vibrating at a higher frequency. So we get to be in the middle of our manifestations intentionally. When we're low vibing and we're not looking at the world, how I see it, looking at the world through the lens of your soul, meaning we know that we're souls having a human experience. And one of my students, my co-authors, had said that as a response to sharing her spiritual awakening story on day 5 of the 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge. She's like, we know that we're souls having a human experience. So we know that we're souls having a human experience. And we look at the world through the lens of our soul, right? That's what I encourage you to do as a founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and Soul Legacy TV and the Soul Legacy movement. That's what I practice. And I was speaking to a guy who is a Buddhist, and he was talking about enlightenment. He was talking about different things. And he said, you just look at the world in a very different way. And I said, through the lens of my soul. So he's like, oh. And I feel calm and I feel peaceful and I feel blissful, and not always, but it's just a way to live in ease, grace and flow and not be caught up and pushed and pulled. And I won't be caught up and pushed and pulled by my business. I won't be caught up and pushed and pulled by life, because it's an illusion anyway, right? I'm not saying I don't have those human moments, because I do. I'm very in alignment with my values, the way that I lead my business. I'm very true to me. And where I run anything, everything. I said to my daughter, she's like, Mum, you just don't take any shit from people. And I said, no, I don't. She said, it doesn't go over very well all of the time, but that's just how I am. So when we're rating our vibration, we're not necessarily, and we're low vibing, we're not necessarily looking at the world through the lens of our soul. Meaning, when you're in soul funk, we're looking at, and I talk about this on the Vision Board Challenge, we're looking at the world around us, our physical visible world, and that's pushing and pulling us, versus looking at the world knowing that there's a vibrational element to it, right? And so sometimes when we raise our vibration, our physical world has to catch up. And so me saying I'm in the middle of a manifestation, I'm like, oh wow, but this is an intention and a vision that I set a very long time ago. Sometimes we can be impatient, like, why is this vision not manifesting? Why am I not further forward? Which is an absolute lack and a poverty consciousness, which will not actually help us manifest. So I want to share in this journaling process, rating our vibrational frequency. So we rate between a 1 and 11. And again, 1 is soul funk, or an 11 is soul flow. So whatever you are in between, just intuitively rate it around your environment. I rate mine at an 11. I'm right where I need to be. I almost wasn't. And so I'm so grateful that I'm here and I'm able to spend, I've spent these last 2 weeks with my daughter, and, my grandbaby, he just lights me up. Like, he just lights me up. He's 2 weeks old, and I look at him and I'm just like blown away. I'm just blown away. It's beautiful. So my vibrational frequency is at an 11, and I build my business with my legacy and my grandbabies, my granddaughter as well. That's my legacy, my daughter as well, and I dedicate my work to my son. As a mama and a grandmother, that's what fuels me. That's my why. I love it. So when you rate your vibrational frequency, do it in your journal. And if you're a student of mine and a boot camper or a mastermind, you can come to the 7 Freedoms Frequency Calling Gym. It is on a Monday at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time. That works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but if you can make it, come to the masterclass if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'll share more. But getting support for raising your vibration is everything. That call is everything. This process is everything. Rating your vibrational frequency. And when you add up your score at the end of the week on Sunday with me, you'll have a snapshot of where you need to work on more, the area, whether it's your contribution, your health, your emotion, your environment, your relationships, your spirituality, or your finances. It's just, we don't overcomplicate it, right? So You rate your vibrational frequency. And what I encourage you to do is launch your day, lead your day, and leave your day, and do it with ease, grace, and flow, right? Because it's not the end destination, it's the journey, right? It's not the, I've manifested everything on my vision board, it's the journey and having fun with that and enjoying it, right? I say, if something's not fun, I ain't doing it, right? I'm not doing it. For my environment, again, that efficiency and that being organized. So what I'd invite you to do when writing in your journal, whatever, whether you've got my journal or not, is how are you launching your day? Meaning, what is your morning routine? When you launch yourself out of bed, how do you feel? Is your environment like the environment that you want to be in when you're waking up and you're opening your eyes? If it's not, visualize where you really want to be, right? So right now, my visualization is in Spain. And so traveling and working from home, somebody else's home in an Airbnb, is where I want to be. And so where I will be. And so I'm visualizing that. So when you're waking up in the morning, are you in an environment where you feel happy? Like literally looking around. If it's cluttered, if it's, just say if it's cluttered, what can you do in your morning routine? I'm going to talk about a book called The Atomic Habits. Every day I listen to a book, usually, or read a book. And today's is Atomic Habits. So if your environment is cluttered, it's messy, it needs tidying, it needs what have you, or there's your inbox, or there's your phone, or there's anything that isn't conducive in your environment. It might be internally, it might be in your head, in your heart, it might be your energy, it might be your physical environment, whatever it is. Set the intention to improve one thing, either stop doing a habit or increase, add a habit, right? Every single morning, every single day. How you're leading your day. So that's your daily routine. Is there something in your environment? Could you walk out in nature? Do you go for walks? Is there something that you stop doing that would light you up and that you would have more spiritual business and life work balance, feeling like you're living more intentionally? Segment intending your day. Is there something that you could do when we're leaving our day, meaning our nighttime routine, we're reflecting back on our day? How are you leaving your day? Are you reading at night? And I will be fully transparent with you. I'd set the intention to read Think and Grow Rich, and it's sat on my bedside table, and I will start to read that book or listen to it. That's how I want to leave my day, more so. And so I'm not perfect, but I do listen to a book every single day. I was talking to one of my students, I'm like, Think and Grow Rich, and she's like, I read at the end of the day. I'm like, great. And it's like, okay, I'm not. I'm not. And it's like, okay, what can I do? So I can set that intention for next week when I come back and I say, you know what, this is what I've done. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm not like all the way done. Do you know what I mean? You know, when people come on and they say, I'm doing this and you should do this, and like they've got everything also. And we all drop off and we all want to do better. We all want to improve. And so we can just have a conversation about it. I always call myself out. I just share my journey. So Think and Grow Rich is, and Speed Wealth, by T. Harv Eker, for the Millionaire Mind Intensive, creator and author of The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind book. Absolutely epic. That environment I was in last week, loved it. Really fueled me, and has fueled my me living more intentionally, and fueled me my business. And my daughter and I were having a conversation about property and flipping property. That's something that I want to get into, and I will when I do the trainer or the teaching in the Millionaire Mind next year. And I'm excited about that. And the fact that my daughter was even talking about it, I'm like, wow, you know, it's just really beautiful. Anyway, is there something, one, two, or three things that you can set between now, Thursday is whenever you're watching this or you're listening to this, Thursday's Environmental Freedom Thursday, right? Come back the next Thursday and share with me, leave in the comments, like, actually, Ayana, this one thing changed my life. This was the one thing that I wanted to do when I kept putting off. They talked about that on the Millionaire Mind Intensive. It was a hybrid. I was online, and they were saying, what are the things that you have been putting off? And this was one of them, because I had the back end of my business to still do. I was like, I'm not going to do the podcast. I'm living it, but I'm not going to share it. I'm like, absolutely. and my other YouTube channel on dating and attracting your soulmates, intentional dating. I'm like, let me get back into that. And then my weekly videos that go with my book. So I made a commitment on the Millionaire Mind Intensive. Those were the 3 things. They asked the 3 things. I made a commitment, and I'm so happy that I did. So how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day. This is quite late for me to be sharing, and I'm trying to keep my voice a little bit lower, so I don't disturb my grandson and my daughter. But it's incredible when you make those decisions and you tweak and you have that spiritual business and life balance. Now it feels easy. So let me know how you're launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day, and what you're going to do differently to make it more conducive with your vision board. And I have Think and Grow Rich on my vision board, and in the mastermind we talk about Think and Grow Rich. I'm going to look at the next thing that I want to talk about. Actually, I'm going to talk about Atomic Habits, the book Atomic Habits by, what's his name? I don't even know his name. I can't remember. It's on my, wait a minute. I have to give him props. Let me see. Do you know James Clear? And so I listened to a little bit, and basically James Clear, and I will share. And we have a book club. I have a book club for my book, and also for the 7 Freedoms Frequency Calling Gym. If you're a student of mine, you can come and we can talk about books, right? I love books and learning. I did write a couple of notes. I can write them. So basically he was saying, I can't find them. Basically he was saying that the habits that you have in your life really make a difference. And so he was saying about athletes reflecting on their performance and writing down their performance, and just making a note of what, reviewing what they've done well, how they can do better, asking themselves questions. He reviews his performance in his business annually, not just athletes, like the comedian Chris Rock. When he was doing his comedy, he'd go out and he'd practice, and then he'd take a notepad on the stage and actually write down the jokes that were landing. I sometimes believe that in spiritual business as light workers, we expect to just, we have our gifts and it flows through us. We expect to know business straight away, or we make an offer, or we do something, we put it out there and we're marketing. And it's like, this should be done. People should respond to my post. Like, why am I not getting clients from this one post? And it's like, what is working and what is not working? What can I review? What is the habit? And he says basically that when you're reviewing something, it's like, how can I do it better? How can I systematize it? And I will say that coming back on doing the lives, having a pause, I'm systematizing even more. I'm streaming out on all of the platforms. Then I am literally creating a system to strip out the audio faster, because on the podcast I had, and that's why I said, I move forward with not procrastinating anymore on this. The podcasts were like from 2 years ago on Spotify and Audible. I'm like, what am I doing? Let me get it back. So I stripped those old recordings out, and I put on 14 episodes. And now I think I put yesterday's one on. Don't quote me on it, but I think I did put yesterday's podcast straight away. And then tomorrow, as a part of setting up and system, Atomic Habits is a book that talks about atomic, tiny habits as you change and add to. Let me know where you're watching from, because I can see somebody's on here and I can't see any comments. I don't know if it's Facebook, it's having a problem. If it's YouTube, if it's LinkedIn, let me know, because I can see that you're watching. I'd love to have that engagement. I can see people hopping in and out. I'm streaming at a different time, but I'd love to have your engagement and hear if this is actually resonating with you. The book, and let me know if you've listened to or read Atomic Habits. So the little tiny habits that you add to your day. So I'm adding more. So he says things like, when you do this, then you do that. When you do a specific habit, then add on another one to be more efficient, be more organized. That's how I've got efficient and organized. So when I do my live, when I come back on tomorrow, because it takes a little while to process through StreamYard onto the YouTube, so I can't add end screens or anything like that straight away. But when I go to set up the next day, it's like I can do it then. So adding that habit and adding that habit. And so you setting a vision for how you want to work, how you want to have that spiritual business and life work balance. Do you have the habits in place? Are you the version of you who would have the financial freedom that you want to have? So the millionaire mind is about earning $1 million. Am I doing the things that I would do if I was to earn $1 million? Absolutely. Like, I think that sometimes people think, oh, I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to do bells and whistles and flashy. No, not at all. Not at all. That doesn't resonate with me. It's not where I want to be. And literally, what I'm doing now is what I will be doing when me manifesting my bang conversion and traveling around the world and doing retreats, all the things that I've got on my vision board. I've created that life in my mind first, and I love it. So I'm going to be quicker because it's bedtime here. So again, let me know where you're watching. So we talked about vision, we talked about reading your vibration, we talked about the intentions, we talked about the book for the day. I do have a card that I pull from Keepers of the Light. We're going to do express gratitude, and then we're going to do the bank 50k in 50 days challenge, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay, so I will do the card that I pull for today from the Keepers of the Light. Every day I pull a card just as that inspiration and that connection. I know that many of you have got many decks of cards. I've got one, my Oracle deck, and so many of my students have this as well. It's called Mother Mary, Love and Peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. And when I read that, what comes to mind for you? For me, it's about relationships. I don't need to be right. Love and peace. I love that. So I'm going to read the extended thing in the book. It says, Mother Mary, the mother of Jesus, is one of the best loved saints, masters, and guides of the world. Although she had a huge part to play in the Catholic faith, she can bring faith, peace, and love to anyone who calls on her. Should we call on her? She is the saint of the people. She works directly with the angels of peace to bring healing to the world. I love that. So could you see it? To the world, particularly where there is conflict. She is dedicated to supporting children and mothers. She is a spiritual embodiment of unconditional love and acceptance. I love that. Extended message. It is time to let go of conflict or the need to be right. And I would say that that's personal to my daughter and I as well. And I'm really happy that I'm in the place that I'm in right now. So that's really beautiful. That's a lovely reminder. The more you fight for the point you have to prove, the unhappier you will be. Pointing out the mistakes or mishaps of others just blocks the road to love in your own life. Wow. Mary, the divine mother of acceptance, is with you now, encouraging you to forgive. Forgiveness is not about letting anyone get away with bad choices, but choosing to create your own happiness. Mother Mary also brings healing to you and your mother. If you miss her, are out of contact with her, or have an old trauma that needs healing, know that Mary's miraculous light is here now to wash away the darkness. I love that. And so my mum and I, she wouldn't appreciate me sharing our business, but we have had a lot of healing, and we've had different misunderstandings. For the most part, it's calm, but it isn't always. For the most part, it's calm. I know there's a lot of love there, and both sides. So that's really beautiful. Let me know if that card resonates with you. We're going to do gratitude, and then we're going to do the bank 50k 50 days challenge, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay. So again, comment down below, comment in the comment box, and if you're not on YouTube, if you go to my YouTube channel at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Successfully On, one, you can subscribe so you get notified when I go live on a daily, and two, you'll be able to comment and I'll be able to pull your comments up. And if you're listening to this and you're just like, no, I just want to listen along, that's fine. The reason why I do it live is to have that engagement and to answer any questions and for us to vibe together. When I'm speaking and I'm looking into the camera, I'm just sharing, I'm talking, it's not scripted. But then when I see, oh, there's two people on here, it's like, oh, that'd be really nice to build more relationships, to engage and you know, if you're watching on the replay, then that's great. But if you are someone who is willing to spend the time that you are with me, then, and I know that I've had this before when somebody said I'm just really shy, and it's okay, but I would love to connect with you deeper, and I want to say thank you regardless for your time. I'm going to do gratitude. Now, the way that we do gratitude every single day on this Intentional Living podcast of a living intentional life, the 7 freedoms, having that work-life balance is, I say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. And I just anchor on this stone because my daughter gave it to me years ago. I say, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate something in the past, something in the present, or something in the predicted future, meaning on our vision board. So if you've done my 1 week to create a balanced spiritual business vision board, you'll love this. And so in order for, while you're in the process of raising your vibration and manifesting, and again, I'm in the middle of a manifestation, I love it. In order for that vision to manifest that is on your vision board for all areas of your life, you have to be at the vibrational frequency, right? And so sometimes our life doesn't look like we're at that frequency because it takes a little while to catch up, but just keep going. In order for our vision to manifest, we've got to feel the feeling that we would, having had that vision already manifested. I know it sucks, but that's the universal law. I didn't make it. So underneath the law of attraction is the law of vibration. I consider myself a law of vibration teacher. So we're going to say, I'm happy and I'm grateful. You can speak it out. I call it soul speaking into existence, or you can write it in your journal. If you're a student of mine, you can come and share with me. So I'm going to go first and I'm going to share off the top of my head what I'm grateful for. And so I'm going to talk about these 7 areas. So the 7 freedoms for spiritual business and life work balance, our contribution, that's the C in the acronym. H is for health, E is for emotions, E is for environment, R is for relationships, S is for spirituality, and F is for financial freedom. And I still have to do this so I don't miss any of them. So I say I'm happy and grateful and appreciate contribution. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the contribution that I'm able to make with my 2 YouTube challenges, for my students actually taking the time to comment and taking the time to post their homework. I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm able to contribute, and I've recorded those, 1 10 months ago and 1 2 months ago. That is incredible for me. And it's not just a little transformation, it's big transformation that my students get. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my health. I slept so well last night, and then when I woke up this morning, so if you don't know, like, insomnia is a real thing, especially when you have children. 30 years ago, when my son was born, like, insomnia, and so I hadn't really remembered sleeping all the way through the night. But I started to read Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson on Tuesday for health, and so I'm really happy and grateful and appreciate the deep sleep that I got. And I even actually got up later today, which is really, really nice for me. I'm happy, and it's just the little things. It's just the little things. It's on my vision board. It's important to me. That spiritual business and life work balance. You may not have insomnia or sleep problems. Maybe you're great. Maybe you nap in the day. I do all those things. It's what's important to you regarding your health. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom, that I am able to compose myself and conduct myself in a way that I'm really happy about. Meaning that I'll feel my feelings and I'll express them in a way that serves me. I love that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate for this environment right now. You being here, I love that. Thank you. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. The relationships that I'm able to make with you guys, the relationship that I have with myself, the relationship with me calling in my man, my husband. Happy and grateful for that. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate gratitude, knowing the power of gratitude and being able to raise my vibrational frequency and knowing that that is what's going to manifest in my world because I'm raising my vibration. That's huge. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate finances. financial freedom. All of the students, my books selling, my courses selling, my boot camp, having masterminders come into my mastermind. I love all of it. I'm really happy and grateful. I'm able to say, come to this, oh, hey, love. Oh, how long were you on here? Are you off now? Your phone is stuck trying to load. Oh, are you on here now? My beautiful soul sister, Robin, no. Are you on here? I didn't see it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I love that. The relationship with Robin and I, if you guys don't know, Robin was my movement maker. One of my first movement makers. Hey, beautiful. Happy Environmental Freedom Thursday. So we do our rating. Robin, if you're on here, is that you that's been on here the whole time? Because I'm like, who is that? I don't think you're on here now. Environmental Freedom rating, EFT, Environmental Freedom Thursday, equals an 11 for me. What is your environment? What does your environment feel like right now? And where would you like to be? Where would you like to be working? Where would you like to be traveling? What would you like to see? Oh, love you, beautiful. Oh, got it. Let me see if you're messaging me. And then I'll just speak to Robin in Messenger anyway. I actually am going to have a look and see. Oh, just until I come back. She says it's loading. Oh, so I'm not sure. Yeah, it says it's loading. Not sure why. That's crazy. Maybe it's having problems loading everywhere. I don't know. She's just sent me a screenshot. Thank you, beautiful. I'm like, come back. So we're going to do, so we've done the card. We've done rating our vibration. We're going to do the soul income game. So this is an important part of this live stream. Every single day, I'm going to encourage you. So my students say, well, I don't know, what do you mean bank 50K in 50 days? We do it vibrationally first. Robin, if you are on here again, is it freezing? Well, that sucks. Still freezing and loading. Really? Is it me or is it you? I don't know. It was having problems on Facebook, but I don't know if it's having problems elsewhere. Is it on YouTube? I don't know. It is what it is because I've been on here over an hour. So let me just check and see. On my. It's because I've been on here over an hour. So let me just check and see. It's working on my end. On my YouTube channel. As you do. Let me stop that. So we're going to do your writing time for the soul income game. So we're going to type 10% of our money, and then we're going to spend our vibrational money. So let me just pop this up again. And what I encourage you to do is register for my masterclass. And I talk about this in my book. I'm going to do the soul income game. Now, my book, which I love, is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch When You Love Your Own Work. Soul Guided Influences Compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. Now, in the book and in the principles in the masterclass is based on the book, and or vice versa. And I share with you how to bank 50K in 50 days in the vibrational, in the visible world. On this podcast, the companion journal that goes with my book, I show you how to do it, bank 50K in 50 days in the vibrational world. Visible world, physical reality, vibrational world, universal laws. Whatever we can conceive and believe we can achieve in the physical, our thoughts, our feelings create we encourage our actions or influence our actions and our results. The T.R. Ecker was talking about the mental and the spiritual and the emotional are the indicators of what is going to be in your physical world, right? So this journal is a magical journal, right? And so register for that. It's at the Soul Legacy TV. No, it's at the soullegacyacademy.com, /courses /masterclass. So this journal is a magical journal, right? I created it. It's called the Soul Legacy Journal. Like I say, we're alchemizing in this journal, a co-created soul path to alchemizing. So it gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day, right? And there's rules to this game. So you tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. It's a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. I dedicate my work to my son. So 10 years ago, I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, 10 years ago, my son made his transition 12 days before his 20th birthday, so he would have been 30. Now my grandson's born and he's got my son's name as his middle name, which is just beautiful for me. But it's a lot, right? And so I channel that energy into a worthy cause. I tithe my time as well, and I have a one-on-one grief companion support session with a beautiful lady, but she is also a bereaved parent. So that's really important to me. See how Rebecca was talking about in the Millionaire Mind about giving, about organising our money, managing our money in jars, and one of them is give. So we tithe 10% of this £1,000, dollars, euros in vibrational money, right? Don't have a heart attack about it. And if you've got money blocks, it's like, if you've got money blocks, when you start to play the money game, it releases the money blocks because you know who you'd be and the decisions you'd make with the money. So we tithe 10%. We do not get to hoard it. We don't get to save it, and we don't get to pay bills with it. I want you to come from that space of, well, especially with the cost of living, all of my bills are paid. I'm free, right? But I have this money. So £100, dollars, or euros, wherever you are in the world, is now being tithed. The 900 you get to spend on experiences on your vision board, whether it's for your soul client, whether it's for your soul family or your soul tribe. You get to spend it on experiences. You get to spend money, vibrational money. You're welcome. If you go to the masterclass, I have the Bank 50K 50 days. I have homework for the masterclass. For those of you who've not done that homework, I invite you to do it. It's about an hour and a half of me walking you through your angel numbers and what it would be like to receive the money from your soul passive and leverage soul client income streams. And so think of receiving 1,000. What would you have to sell or enroll students in order to receive that money? For me, it's 2 of my boot camps, right? And so I visualize that, and I visualize me making that impact. Love it. Don't have to do anything. You can sign up for my boot camp. Like, come to the masterclass, sign up for the boot camp, boom, you're done. And so that's me, 1,000. Great. What am I going to do with that money? So when you don't have and again, they were talking about this on the Millionaire Mind Intensive. When you have a why for money, the universe knows, give him or her the money because they're going to do this with it. What are you spending that money on, right? If you are someone you're like, I don't want to think about money every single day, that's the problem. But if you don't, it's cool. You can carry it over to the next day, but you do have to spend the vibrational money by Sunday with me. I will spend my vibrational money within my own Bank 50K in 50 days. When people go like, I don't know, you're banking 50K in 50 days? I can't do that. That's crazy. We're doing it vibrationally first. There's people that make 50K in a minute, an hour. I'm talking about when you come onto the masterclass and you register, I talk about doing 50 breakthrough sessions that serve. 50 breakthrough sessions that can enroll people into your beta program, your self-study program, into your retreat. If you have not served in that way, and if you've served already and you've done lots of sessions, I personally have a VIP day that goes with my book. It's a free chapter, group coaching VIP day, and I have 50 sessions that way once a month. Once you've done this, once you've served, once you've got testimonials, once you've busted your chops and you actually know what your business is about, who you're serving, you're creating passive income streams, fantastic. But if you do 50 sessions and you offer your higher package program, people into your retreat, people into your self-study program, your boot camp, or whatever it is, and I talk about that on the masterclass. And if you want to know how I can share with you how to do that to continue on your education, come to masterclass. But if you do that, you will be in vibrational harmony. You are not focusing on, I don't have the money, I don't have this, I don't have that. You're just focusing on being in service. Rather than imagining being in service, You get to be in service and make a difference in the world from the ground up. It's absolutely epic. I love it. So that is it for, I'm sorry about the freezing and all the things, but that is it for this podcast. Excuse me. Environmental freedom. And I know that my voice is lower than usual. Hopefully I'm not keeping my grandson awake. I'm just ecstatic. I really appreciate all of you that have popped in and out. I think this is a good time for you guys all over the world to do this live. I was like, do you know what? I've done what I needed to do today. I went to the dentist today. Freaked me out. Freaked me out a lot. But you've got to do what you've got to do. So that is it. I will see you for Relationship Freedom Friday, which is my favorite day. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again for joining me, sharing this time with me here on the 7 Freedoms Intentional Living podcast. Every day we go live, whether I go live or not, it doesn't matter. You do your journaling, practice, and show up, speak out, and serve deep. Big love. I will see you on the next episode. Robin, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Big love. Speak to you soon.